Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and today we're going to be talking about healthy boundaries. But we are going to share a few other things before we dive into our topic today. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, I'm the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create and grow and scale their network. Relationship Communications is a weekly live. It's a tactical and practical show that we do every week at the same time, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. I hope you'll put this on your calendar and make plans to join us every Friday morning at 10 a.m. I would love to hear from you as you are coming in and hear where you're coming in from. Say hello. I would love to hear that in the comments. Or if you're watching this later, please do use hashtag replay to let me know that you are watching this later. We are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. And at Tiger Eye Solution, my virtual assistant business, we work with speakers, coaches, and professionals to help them grow their business so they can be the CEO and do what they love to do within their business. And we do this virtually and in our online community. Before we dive into our topic today, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. Also, I wanted to say if you're watching this on any of the channels, because we're streaming live on various different channels today. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you'll be notified every time that we do go live. If you're in our Facebook group, or if you're not even a part of our Facebook group, Relationship Communications, please head on over to Facebook, type that in the search bar, and join our Facebook group for free. Like I said, we're streaming in various different places, so I do hope that you can catch this either live or later on the replay. So I'm going to introduce myself, especially for those that are new. This was me over 5 years ago. I was a preschool teacher for over 25 years, and I built so many different relationships during that time with coworkers, with the children in the classroom, etc. Parents, all the different people, right? That is a part of a child's education journey. I enjoyed my time in the classroom with the children. I think I learned just as much from them as they learned from me. And I learned how to build individual relationships, not just teaching them what they needed to know to get started on their education journey, but really getting to know them one-on-one. And that was actually a necessity because each child learns differently, right? So I had to have those one-on-one conversations and learn each child's learning style. And that helps when you get to know them on a personal level. I brought that skill into my professional world as well when I started my business back in 2018. I'm still building relationships. It's not in a classroom any longer, and it's not with children any longer. However, it is with those that are in my network and those that I continue to meet at different networking events that I do attend. And that is by building my network that way and building those relationships, it will help me move my business forward for sure. And it can do the same for you. So I highly encourage, if you haven't already, start building those relationships and start building your network, because it will really be beneficial for you as you move forward in your business. Okay, 2018, when I first started Tiger Eye Solution, I did take a training program and earn a certification. That is when Tiger Eye Solution was born. And relationship building and follow-up is my niche area. That's what I specialize in. And then, of course, after the pandemic hit in 2020, I decided to build a team for Tiger Eye Solution. And so 2021 is when that team was complete. However, we have added to it as time has progressed. So currently, Tiger Eye Solution has 11 virtual assistants, including myself, and we all specialize in something different. If you'd like to learn more about Tiger Eye Solution and our team and the different services that we provide, I would love to have a conversation with you. We can discuss that. This is my why. This is why I get up and do what I do every single day. This is my family, my husband, Jeff, my children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, and my daughter-in-law, Abby. Caleb and Abby have made us grandparents of these two beautiful babies you see here, JP and Hattie. They are, believe it or not, 7 months old. Wow, time flies. Caleb's a firefighter. Abby's a preschool teacher at a local high school. Matthew graduated college in 2021 and is enjoying being out in the workforce. And Alyssa just started her junior year in high school and is starting to visit colleges to kind of start narrowing down where she may want to go in a couple of years. So, and my husband actually has a new position that he started the last couple of months as well. So this is my why. This is why I get up and do what I do every single day. Is every single day easy? No. But yet I know what my why is. So I'm going to get up and do it anyway, right? Whether it's scared, whether it's hard, whatever it is, I'm still going to get up and do it anyway because it's going to be worth it, right? Okay. So today we're talking about healthy boundaries. And you're not on call. And why you're not on call. Okay. So let's talk about your boundaries. Boundaries are such an important thing when you're an entrepreneur. And it's really important to get this right because when we don't get this right, we feel like we are on call 24/7. You are not on call 24/7 within your business. Okay. What happens is we think that we're on call all the time. Anytime a client or a customer reaches out to us, we think we got to respond right then and there, and you really don't, okay? But I want to highlight the differences between having a job and having your own business. You know, if you worked out in the corporate world prior to starting your business, yes, you had a job. You know, me being a teacher for over 25 years, that was my job. That was my career, right? And yes, I had specific hours that I had to work, specific obligations, specific rules, etc., that I had to follow, right? When I was working as a teacher. And I'm sure you had those type of things too in your corporate job or whatever type of a job you had prior to starting your business. Okay. So when you have a job and you're at an office, your boss can walk in at any given time and say, ask you to do something, right? And he wants you to do it right now, like right then and there. He wants that task taken care of. When you have a job and you work from home or in your own business, you're the boss, right? But at the same time, if you're still working for a company, but working from home, they can still send you an email or text message, whatever, how you communicate, and ask you to do something right then and there. Okay. So when you have a job, you're expected to be available for requests from your boss 9 to 5, you know, at any given time during those specific hours that you're supposed to be working, okay? Or whatever your hours are, Monday through Friday, right? And sometimes even after regular business hours. You know, sometimes they may require you to do something on a Saturday and you normally don't work on Saturdays, right? But yet they may send you an email and say, oh, we forgot to do this yesterday in the office. Could you please get this taken care of ASAP? Right? I know it can happen. I've seen it happen before. So, but maybe you've stayed late, you know, on specific days to help with special requests or special project. But now you're the boss, right? You own your own business. You're an entrepreneur and you are the boss. You decide your schedule. And if you decide, then you can also decide when you work, for who you work, you know, who your clients and customers are going to be, etc. And then you can also decide how much money you want to make or how much money you want to charge for your services or your product, you know, whatever it is within your business. You make that decision. And some of you might think that you might have had multiple bosses when you're in the corporate world. but now you're the boss. Yeah, you may have an assistant that helps you, or an OBM, online business manager, etc., something of that nature that helps you within your business, but you're still the boss. You're still the owner, right? You are the one that makes the decisions. Yeah, you might discuss those decisions with someone else prior to making the final decision, but that's your job. You make those decisions. Okay, so in some cases, if you're in the corporate world, you might think you have one boss, but you might have actual multiple bosses. Or, after you've started your business, yeah, you're the boss, but you also might think of your clients and customers as your bosses too. That's not true. If a client or customer contacts you, you think you have to respond right then or go ahead and jump on that task, whatever they're asking, and get it done right then and there. No, they don't make the decisions. You do. So if they send you an email on a Saturday asking you to do XYZ, they're going to have to wait to whenever your office hours are. If you don't work on weekends, like me, I do not work on Saturdays and Sundays. If someone sends me an email or a message on a Saturday asking for something, they're not going to hear back from me till Monday when I get back to my office, because that's my schedule. I'm the boss. I have created my own schedule of when I want to work and when I don't. So I do not work weekends unless I have a special project going on and it's going to be taking place on a weekend, or something of that nature. Special projects, things like that, is a little bit different, but on a regular basis, I do not work on Saturdays and Sundays. I have a family and I want to spend time with them. I just shared that's my why, my family. So I definitely want to create time in my schedule for them. So Saturdays and Sundays is family time, for sure. Thank you, Facebook user, for joining me. Good morning. So glad to have you here. I can't see your name, so I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for joining me here today. Okay, let's move on. You actually might, like I said, have a helper, right? And you want to keep them in the loop and informed, right? But you also want to keep the attitude of being in service and you actually being the boss and making those decisions. What I mean is, how may I help you attitude? That's a great attitude to have when you're the boss. And yes, you want to be friendly, kind, and nice, all those things, and helpful, of course. But you also want to make sure you also get the point across of when you work and when you don't. Okay? So that's managing your boundaries. Okay, that's part of managing your boundaries. Like I said, I don't work on weekends. I have created the schedule that works best for me and my family and my business. Okay, so Saturdays and Sundays, I don't work unless, like I said, there's a special project or event, etc., going on, and it happens to take place over a weekend. I have worked on Saturdays before for an event or what have you, something of that nature. But on a regular basis, I do not work on weekends. So like I said, that's managing how you can manage your boundaries, but you have to make that clear, right, up front. So here's a great headline and a great tip. You might want to write this down. You are in charge of your boundaries. Okay? Just like I said, I created my own schedule that works best for me, my family, and my business, which includes me just working actually 4 days a week, because I take a day in the Thursdays. I take Thursdays off too. I'm not in my office on Thursdays. Now, is there a couple of messages I might send here and there on a Thursday? Yes, because that is during the week. Tiger Eye Solution is open Monday through Friday. However, I'm just not in my office on Thursdays. My team is still working, with client work, etc. on Thursdays. It's just I don't schedule things for me to do on Thursdays so that I can take that time away. like I said, if there's messages or things that I need to look at, I check emails. I do look at things on Thursdays, but I don't schedule work for myself on Thursdays. So you are in charge of your boundaries, not your clients or customers. And if you think that they're going to that you're going to tell them your boundaries and they're going to march to your tune, well, that's not true either. Okay? Because it's not that they're bad people, it's because they don't remember. They're not going to remember that. Yes, you may tell them in the very beginning, okay, I don't work on weekends, so anything that you may send over the weekend via email, via text message, whatever form of communication you have with your clients or customers will not get seen or responded to the next business day. Right? They don't remember, and they're not going to track it. They're not thinking about that. They just want their work done. Whatever it is they're asking you to do, they want that to get done. However, you may have to communicate to them, okay, yes, I can do this task. However, I will have to get to it when I get back to the office on this regular business day, the next business day, whatever. They may send you a message in the evening after, if you have certain office hours that you work during the day, they might send you a message at 8:00 at night wanting you to take care of a task, because especially if you work virtually like I do, some of my clients may be in a different time zone than me. Yes, Tiger Eye Solution has specific working hours, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. However, we're in the Eastern time zone. So 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern is the office hours that I hold. However, some of my clients may be in Central Time, Pacific Time. They may be in different time zones and still sending me a message after I'm gone from the office. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. They can send it. It's just not going to get responded to or taken care of until the next business day when I come back to my office. That is me setting my boundaries and letting them know. Yes, that's perfectly fine for you to send me that message because you need XYZ done. I'm not going to see your message or get started on that XYZ work until the next business day when I come back to my office. That's how you set boundaries, okay? It's kind of like a specific store closes at a certain time, right? Okay, your grocery store may stay open from, say, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. But if we don't remember that they close at 10 p.m., then we may end up at the store after 10 p.m. Maybe we're trying to make something specific and we forgot an ingredient, so we got to run to the store and get it. But it's after 10 o'clock at night and the store's closed. We're not going to get that ingredient, are we? However, Google is a friend that you can also use to Google that specific store to make sure they're still open before you actually drive to the store to try to get that ingredient. Or you can Google other stores close in your area to see exactly which one is open to where you can go and get what you need, right? So, and some stores might be closed on Sundays. That may be the norm for them. But like I said, you might show up at the store and they're not going to rush over there to open the store just because you showed up at the door. Right? That's not going to happen. Just because at 10:30 at night you need that ingredient to go in this special dessert or special recipe that you're making, they're not going to run to the door and open it just so you can get in there and get that item. Right? Or if it's a Sunday afternoon, Chick-fil-A is a good one to use because Chick-fil-A does not open on Sundays. And this has happened in my family before. My daughter loves Chick-fil-A. It's one of her favorite places to eat. However, sometimes she might forget and say on a Sunday, I want to go to Chick-fil-A. And I have to say, that's not possible. They're not open today. She forgets that they're closed on Sundays. So Chick-fil-A, Sunday is not a day that she can get Chick-fil-A food. She has to wait till they open back up on a Monday to get Chick-fil-A food. That's a perfect example, is because Chick-fil-A chooses not to be open on Sundays, so they're closed. Like I said, just because she wants Chick-fil-A's food on a Sunday doesn't mean they're going to open just for her, because they're not going to. She just has to wait till they open back up on a Monday. So it's the same for you and your business. You need to be in charge of that in the same way, right? Just like the retail store or the grocery store or Chick-fil-A for that matter. They are in charge of the times that they want to be open. And they choose not to be open on Sundays. So you don't expect them to know when you're working and when you're not. But don't be the professional that jumps at any and every time a client or customer sends you a message or work to be done. You need to train them from the beginning, when you first start working with them, on how you are going to respond. And I know it might be scary at first, but you can do it. Don't doubt yourself, okay? Because it's really pretty simple. I've been doing this since I first started too, and I made that decision of, okay, these are going to be my office hours of when I'm going to work. I'm not going to work on weekends. Like I said, ever since I started my business over 5 years ago, I've never worked on weekends unless there was a specific project or event or something of that nature taking place. So there have been some exceptions along the way, and that's okay. You can make a few exceptions along the way for something specific, special, etc. But don't make it a habit when you've already made that decision not to work on these specific days. Okay. I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions about setting your boundaries, you can post them in the comments below or send me a private message and we can have a conversation about it. I'd love to help you out if you need that. But just remember, you're not on call 24/7. Yes, you are in business. Yes, you are the business owner and you're the boss. So yes, you can make those decisions. But once you have that decision made as to when you want to work, what hours you want to work, what days you want to work, etc., stick to it. Okay? And make sure that your customers and clients know that as well. Tell them that up front. Yes, you may have to remind them from time to time, because like I said, they're not going to remember. Just like my daughter sometimes doesn't remember Chick-fil-A's closed on Sundays. She can't go get Chick-fil-A food on a Sunday. Not going to happen. So stick to your boundaries just like Chick-fil-A sticks to theirs, okay? Thank you so much for joining today, whether you're here live, or whether you're watching this later on the replay. Thank you so much, Facebook user, for tuning in and being here with me today. And I want to wish everybody a happy holiday weekend. We do have a holiday coming up on Monday, so I want to wish you a happy Labor Day. I hope you have lots of fun and be very safe. Until next week, see you soon.